out that basically by operating in a certain regime, bad things that we never anticipated were happening. And we figured that out. We're avoiding those regimes. We're going to be doing some long-term design fixes, but we found out enough finally that we were able to get back to flight. And just a couple weeks ago, we returned to flight with our Falcon 9, launched out of Vandenberg, had a very successful deployment of Iridium satellites, and we had a beautiful picture there when we were able to land the first stage back on the boat once again. And so now we're back in business, and it's a great feeling to be flying rockets again. Thank you. I'm going to try to speed this up because we're running late, so I'm going to skip the overview. If you can always go to SpaceX.com if you want to know some of this information about how many people work for us, but we've been very busy. We fly the Falcon 9 rocket, as you know, but we're also working on the Falcon Heavy and the Dragon. We're flying the Dragon 1 right now, but we're working on a new version of Dragon you see there on the bottom that's going to be used for carrying cargo up to the space station, but also for carrying crew. As I mentioned before, we're getting very close to flying people on Dragon. So we're focusing on cargo and crew. Reusability is really important. Landing those rockets on the boats or on the land is really important because we think that we can recoup we can really reduce the cost of getting into space, which will open up all new possibilities for what you can do in space if you can bring the cost of getting there way down. And reusability, using the rocket over and over again instead of throwing it away, is really the key to making that happen. And ultimately, we're also interested in going to Mars, starting with a Red Dragon mission that we hope to launch within a couple years and actually send one of our Dragons all the way to Mars with some scientific payloads. So I mentioned this, I'm going to go past this quickly. I have a nice video, but we'll skip that in the interest of time. I'm sorry, I know the video is cool. It's the one where everybody gets really excited when the rocket lands, and there's a lot of jumping up and down. But just go to YouTube and you'll find it. It's on your own time. I suggest you watch it. But it was super exciting when we were able to get that note. When Elon first said, "Hey, you know what? Let's," and when I say Elon, I mean Elon Musk. When he said, "Hey, let's save a little gas in the tank and fly the rocket back and land it on its tail with legs that deploy," a lot of people, including a lot of us that work for him, thought that was crazy, that it will never work, it'll be too difficult. But when it actually happened, it was one of the most exciting days of my whole career. And that first rocket that came back, that landed on land, is now sitting outside. The first time I saw it again was this picture I took. That's outside of our factory in Hawthorne, California. We put the rocket out there as a monument to that milestone. And I saw it from the window of my airplane. I was flying to work that day, and I saw it at the window, and I thought, wow, that looks really cool. So we've been working with NASA. We've been developed a really strong partnership with NASA, mostly up till now through flying cargo missions to the space station. We've done that 9 times so far. We've gotten one of our Dragons up to the space station, dropped off cargo, and brought things back. We're about to launch the 10th Dragon to the space station in just a couple more weeks. And so we're gearing up to be flying Dragon missions again.